Everyone has encountered an incredibly judgmental Christian at some point in their life. Maybe it was when you were younger and at church. Maybe you went to a Catholic school and had a particularly nasty and judgmental teacher. Perhaps it was a co-worker and you had to deal with someone just like Angela from the awesome comedy The Office on a daily basis. Wherever it was, we have all encountered that incredibly judgmental Christian who just grinds your gears. So a lot of people naturally ask the question, why are Christians so judgmental? This seems like a fair question, but let's take a step back for a moment because I hope you notice something about that question. It's incredibly judgmental and stereotypes Christians. Are all Christians really that judgmental? I don't think so. In fact, this question reveals something about the human condition. It's not just Christians that can be incredibly judgmental. This is a market that everyone has brought into, whatever their creed or background. Anyone can be judgmental. Now don't think for a minute that I'm saying judgmental Christians aren't a problem in the church and in society. Just look up the Westboro Baptist Church and you'll see a prime example of harsh judging from Christians. That church makes many of us who are believers shake our heads, but they are not alone. I can recount many stories of encounters with judgmental people. Let me just share one with you. I remember I was down to preach at a special night service at one of my previous churches. I decided I wanted to dress up a bit more than usual. I would often just wear shorts and a t-shirt while preaching. So I grabbed my best jeans and a good collared long-sleeve shirt and made sure they were ironed. I think I even put on some good shoes. I rocked up to the church and one of the people involved in the special service took one look at me and said in a judgmental tone, "Is that how you dress when you turn up to God's house?" I was like, what? I had on my best jeans. In fact, I had just gotten them from a fancy place in Paris while I was on holidays a few months before that. But they were torn jeans. And to this judgmental guy, that made them subpar. I was below the proper dress standard for preaching in church, even though there was really no such standard mentioned anywhere in the Bible. But hey, horrible people don't let the truth get in the way of a good judging session, do they? I share this story to show that I get that there are Christian believers out there who will judge people harshly over petty things. I wish this were not so, but it is. But this kind of judging is not reserved just for Christians, or even just for religious people. Anyone can be judgmental, whether atheist, theist, or polytheist. It's part and parcel of the human experience. Now, we all have to make judgment calls, otherwise we can't function in society in any reasonable manner. Choosing who to associate with, what job to have, how to present yourself, how to relate to people all takes us using our capacity for judgment. But all of us, religious or not, can judge people in some very harsh and critical ways. If you don't believe me, just call to mind that a really annoying vegan we all know who is constantly judging you for eating meat and going on and on about how evil factory farming is. Or the fitness freak who looks at you with that critical eye when you are chomping down an angry Angus burger from Hungry Jack's which is bursting from the seams with hot chips you just had to put on there before you ate it. Or you can jump onto Facebook and read an article about cycling on public roads and scroll through the comments. The harshness with which both cyclists and anti-cyclists judge each other would make many fire and brimstone preachers blush. We can all think of many examples of different people judging, whether they are religious or non-religious. My point here is very simple. Maybe I can put it this way. Why are Christians so judgmental? Because we are so very human. We fall short of the grace of God, as does everyone else. But if I'm being really honest though, I would say that most Christians I know aren't that judgmental most of the time. In fact, I know many Christians who are incredibly forgiving and gracious people who are harsher on themselves than on others. I also know many non-believers who are also not that judgmental most of the time. But the truth is, we can all be judgmental from time to time. And to be fair, we could all lay off each other a little bit more. Jesus was so attractive to so many broken people because he was full of grace and mercy. He called people out for their sin as well, but usually he did this to the judgmental types. There is something for us all to learn in this. Mercy is a great virtue that we should practice as much as possible. There is a time for calling people out, but this is best done from a place of relationship, not self-righteousness. So sure, Christians can be judgmental, but so can everybody else. Maybe we can all learn to be a little bit more like Jesus.